It's not only planned care like cancer and joint surgeries which Kiwis are waiting longer for.
New figures reveal nearly 1 in 4 people who show up to our emergency departments are having to wait longer than 6 hours to be treated. Political editor Jenna Lynch has more.
A parent's grief is indescribable. And when the little boy you're losing is just 4 years old, unbelievable. Little Sebichua was taken so quickly.
I was like, oh, what's happening? Is my son dying?
A happy, cheeky boy dancing with his little brother just 2 days earlier. All of a sudden gone after not being correctly diagnosed at an emergency department.
I feel numb.
It's the latest in a string of horror stories about our emergency departments.
Is there a crisis in our EDs?
The EDs are under severe pressure. They have been for a while.
It's getting worse. When Labour was elected, less than 1 in 10 patients waited longer than 6 hours to be seen at an emergency department. Now nearly 1 in 4 wait longer than 6 hours. In Mid-Central and Capital and Coast, the wait times are the worst. About 45% of patients wait longer than 6 hours. The Health Minister pointing his problem finger at the past as his government celebrates 5 years in power.
That doesn't turn around quickly when you have had long-standing, decade after decade underinvestment and under-resourcing.
Dr Sandy Richardson, former chair of the College of Emergency Nurses, says the situation's now dangerous.
If we don't have sufficient staff, if we don't have staff who are trained to be working in the areas that they're placed, then people's lives are being placed at risk.
She has a message for Andrew Little.
You can do something to change it. And if you don't, then the responsibility is yours.
This is a big beast and it's a big ship to turn around, but we are turning it around.
National says he is running out of time.
He's not getting the outcomes that he desperately needs to achieve. They're distracted by an internal centralisation focus on building a massive health bureaucracy and not enough on delivering better frontline services.
We are doing lots of things and it is my task every day to be on to making sure that what we're doing is the right thing to do. So
At what point do you go, I've failed and I shouldn't be the Health Minister?
I am not stopping now.
There's just too many things, whatever they may be, left to do.
Kia ora, Jenna. How much of a political problem is this for Labour?
Our health system is one thing that Kiwis expect to be there for them. It's a core function of New Zealand government. We pay our taxes and expect our hospitals to be there when we need them. And for some people, they are not right now. 6 hours is too long to be waiting for urgent care in emergency departments. A year is too long to wait to see a specialist. The government has always pointed to these health reforms as the answer, but by Andrew Little's own admission, it's going to be another 3 to 5 years before we see the real benefits of those reforms. This crisis is much more immediate than that, and so if the government can't turn this around by the time we go to the polls for next year's election, they can rightly expect to be punished for it.
Political editor Jenna Lynch, tēnā koe.